Hello Mousers, welcome back. It's the News on Tuesday, and today we're mainly going to be focusing on the controversy around the extradition of Gary Mckinnon. Now, for those of you who don't know, Gary Mckinnon is an autistic hacker from the UK who is currently facing trial in America for hacking into US military defence systems. Now, there's a lot of controversy around the case of Gary because he hacked the US military computers, but he did it from the UK, from his own home. And according to the 2003 treaty that we have with the United States, that means that they can demand that he is sent over there to face a military trial, or perhaps to face a closed public trial. Not quite sure, because to be fair, a lot of people have been talking so much about this that lines are getting blurred on what exactly is going to happen. I'm going to go with what the news sources are saying, which is basically these days that he's going to face trial, but that's about all that we're getting. So I can't say where either way, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be some kind of closed military trial, since he went and hacked military systems, which is not good for him because, unfortunately, the Americans are claiming all kinds of things that I honestly cannot see how they're going to justify. Let's start with the fact that they're saying he's caused over $800,000 worth of damage to computer systems. I cannot work this out. Now, here's the thing. I'll grant you that when someone hacks a computer, what will actually happen is lots of time will be spent on an investigation of what happened, and lots of time will be spent on patching up the computer security systems. Now, that's all well and good. I will defend them for wanting to put on trial someone who has caused that kind of expenditure, because investigations are costly. Putting together patches for security systems are costly, but they are not damage. And you can't seriously put together a case suggesting that an investigation into an attack is damage. It's not damage. That is expenditure. It's expenditure they shouldn't have had to have paid out, but it's not damage. Nothing was actually harmed through the investigation. If it was, then someone doing the investigation has to be looked into, because that's not damage caused by him, that's damage caused by them. Totally different. Damage is where something has been harmed, which would be the computer itself, but I can't see that unless somehow he's managed to hack into the point where he's made it explode, and that's just not physically possible outside of Star Trek. Seriously guys, Star Trek, when a Klingon ship attacks the Enterprise, bits of the computer system explode. What the hell are they using? Did they just stuff together their computers using C5 as glue? That's just stupidity. Anyway, computer systems. When you hack them, what can you do? Well, you could alter data, you could delete data, you could move data, you could add data. That's about it. But these are military computer systems. Surely they have backups. I have backups. I make backups of everything I change. I make backups of everything I have. Every time my computer has a problem, I can restore from backup in a matter of hours. Usually within an hour, depending on the extent of the damage. For example, if I just delete a couple of files and find I need them, I can go and grab them off the cloud and things like that. Now, okay, military computer systems won't be using the cloud, but military systems, just like any other government system, will have nightly backups. Gary Mckinnon is in the UK. We're 8 hours ahead of the US, so if he's hacking during the day, then that's nighttime for the Americans, which means that they can just restore any deleted or altered data off their nightly backup. And that's just assuming that it's a non-essential file. Because let's face it, if it's a non-essential file, then the nightly backup will catch it, and there won't be a change. So at the most, you've lost a couple of hours' work, even if it has been changed. If it's an essential file, backups should be more often. I'm not joking about this. If you're altering essential files, you must keep backups. For example, if you do your website and you change the files that make up the actual site, you take a backup of your database first, don't you? And you take a backup of your files in case something goes wrong. So that's the problem that we had with the recent NatWest system, where they tried to upgrade their databases without making a backup first. So they had to go and redo a lot of information based on a previous backup when the job was done properly. Military systems, and anything's changed, there should be a backup so that you can restore instantly. So where is the problem? Essential files should be down for at most a day. Yes, it's going to be costly to repair, but It's not going to be $800,000 worth of costly. These numbers just simply do not add up, and that's the problem. Either they're lumping in everything and calling it damage, in which case their case is flawed because their reasoning is flawed, or they're lying, in which case their case is flawed because they're perverting justice. This case does not add up, and if they want to extradite, that's fine, but you do it honestly. Okay, let's move on. We want to talk about Google as well, because there's another group that are dishonest. Google have been collecting lots of data. They won't tell you what it's for, and they collated 60 of their service agreements into one big agreement that violates European law. 27 member states of the European Union and associated entities, because not all of them are part of the Union itself. That's a whole other video, of course, but 27 states have basically the same data protection laws, and this agreement violates them all. It doesn't make a difference between personal data such as your name or what you've been using the service for and your credit card number or your telephone conversations. Google, under this agreement, will not differentiate. They can collate, associate with anything they want, all of your data, regardless of what it is. That is not excusable. They make no difference between monitoring what you're doing so that they can make sure that their services work properly, because, for example, if you're opening 5 emails and then all of a sudden the service crashes, they want to know what caused that so they can fix it. And selling your data to advertisers or to academics for research. Did you sign up for that? Did you know you signed up for that? Of course you didn't. They have not differentiated what they're going to do, why they're going to do it, what they're collating, and why. There's just no excuse for this. And now the European Union is getting a bit angry. And CNIL, the company that has been looking into this on behalf of Google and Europe, is saying that Google have 4 months maximum to sort this problem out. Now, I am not in favour of some weird Big Brother system that monitors everything. I realise that there's going to be a certain amount of my data sold for advertising purposes because I am getting a service for free. There's always got to be give and take. The person who's providing the service is not doing it out of the goodness of their heart when they want to pay their bills. Of course they're not. So there's a bit of give and take. I can accept that. I can accept tailored advertising. I don't mind. I find a lot of the advertising offensive because I'm a self-employed person. When I'm sending out invoices, what actually happens is the Google email looks at it, sees that I'm talking about money, and starts sending me adverts for loans. So, to be honest with you, I wouldn't find that offensive if their advertising software was a bit more intelligent and realised that I'm not asking for loans, I'm asking people to pay me for services. That's the kind of thing. So, talk to me about how I can improve how I get people to pay me for services. That would be fine, but it doesn't do that. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So, I realised that this give and take, and that's fine. I agreed to that. I didn't agree to them taking my data and selling it to academics who can research how I think and how therefore better to sell me things that I don't want. I didn't agree to that. I didn't realise I was agreeing to that when I looked at the thing. And I'm a lawyer. I deal with contract law. It's basically what I was studying. So if I didn't catch that, how's the average person who hasn't studied law for years going to spot what's actually being signed away? This is unacceptable. And that's why there's a problem. So Google have 4 months to deal with this, otherwise Europe is going to start bringing out the big gloves. And if you're just saying, oh, nothing will happen because of that, remember that Europe demanded the breakup of Microsoft because of its antitrust. So now we have different parts of Microsoft that can't work together in the same way. And that killed off Internet Explorer, if you remember. So, that's what's going to happen here if Google doesn't pull its finger out. Okay, that's all we really got time for today. I did want to talk about how we've now made 2 military silo sites listed buildings, essentially, because of the Cuban Missile Crisis' 50th anniversary. But to be honest with you, I think I've taken up enough of your time. So, let's just leave it at that. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, remember to click the like button, share it with your friends so that they can see what's going on in the world and how you're being screwed over. And, of course, subscribe for future videos. Until next time, I've been Kirk-Robinson, you've been watching the Knob Mouse channel, and I'll see you tomorrow.